Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Friday, May 13th, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll take a quick look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about my core plays for the FanDuel main slate for today, as well as my top GPP stacks from my article over at WeBetATS.com. But without further ado, we'll get into a recap of yesterday's picks. Obviously, it was only a 4-game main slate yesterday, so we had very limited choices at picks, but it did end up being a pretty good day overall. So at pitcher, we had Connor Overton, $8,500. He got to 32 points. He was ahead. He was the second overall pitcher on the slate. Surprisingly enough, Taylor Hearn ended up being the top pitcher on the slate, which was not something I don't think anybody expected, since he is not the greatest pitcher in the world by any means, especially for starters at the major league level. Let's just put it that way. Then we had first baseman Gavin Sheets at $2,600. He got us 9 points, so he was ahead as well. Gene Segura, been hot as crap as of late, and when Gene Segura is hot, you just keep on playing him. So even if he's not my core, if he still keeps standing it like he is, you probably should have him in your lineup either way. $3,300, got to 21.4 points, so he was a hit. He was the third second baseman on the slate, and he would have been the top overall shortstop on the slate as well, just depending on which position you played him at. Then we had Gavin Lux, $2,900. Good history in the past, but was 0 for yesterday, so he was a mess, 0 for 3 overall. And then last but not least, we had Cody Bellinger, $3,200, got to 18.7 points. He was a hit. He was the fifth overall outfielder on the slate. So 4 out of 5 hits yesterday. Pretty solid day overall. If you snuck into a little bit of Giancarlo Stanton as one of your other plays like I did, the dude had over 60 points, and on a small game slate where he was only at 8-9% ownership, that was something that really put your lineup over the top. So if you were able to get that as well, congratulations to you, because your lineup probably did very well. But with that being said, we'll get over to my core picks for today. And obviously, since it is the start of a new series for all these teams, it is a much bigger slate today. We have a 13-game main slate. We're going to get started off with pitcher Kevin Gausman, $9,800. If you look at the fantasy points per game, it's right in line with the tops for today. Can't really say too much there. He only has 1 walk on the season, so he's probably not going to hurt you on that regard, and I believe that came in his last start too. Guy that has pretty good upside. You know, oddly enough, he doesn't have a lot of history versus these Tampa Bay hitters, which is kind of weird since they're in the same division. Some of these guys have some history versus him, but nobody's really hit him well in the past. I guess Mike Zunino has a home run off him, but not too worried about Mike Zunino overall. But I do like the upside of Kevin Gausman today. And at that lower end of those top-tier starters at $9,800, definitely something that's intriguing as well. Then we move down to second baseman Gene Segura. Just got done talking about him, $3,300. He's been hot lately, and, you know, averaging over 10.5 points on the season. And when he's hot, you just keep playing him. The one downside to him today is he's going against Clayton Kershaw. And yes, Clayton Kershaw isn't what he used to be in the past, but he still is 2 for 19 versus Clayton Kershaw in his career. So maybe this is the day the hot streak comes to an end. But when he gets hot, I just keep playing him, and that's just something I found out last year. It's like when Segura's hot, you just keep playing him no matter what until he proves you wrong. And then we have first baseman / third baseman Heimer Candelario, $2,300, swinging the bat a little bit better as of late, going against Jordan Lyles today. He's 1 for 3 versus him in his career. There is some upside there, as obviously we know Jordan Lyles isn't the best pitcher in the world. And then you got that cheap price tag at $2,300, averaging 7 fantasy points per game. There is some upside there for sure today. Then we move down to outfield with Mookie Betts, so we're paying up here. $4,200, averaging just under 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He has very, very good history versus Kyle Gibson. 8 for 20 versus him in his career with 3 home runs, so definitely a ton of upside there once again tonight. Then last but not least, we have Austin Meadows, $2,700. Pretty hot start to the year. Then he kind of cooled down a little bit as of late, so a little bit more hit or miss option here today. They do have him projected for the 4-hole today, so that is something of intrigue. Going against Baltimore, Jordan Lyles is not a good pitcher by any means, like we already mentioned before. And he's probably in line to blow up in one of these starts coming up, whether it's today or the next one. But Austin Meadows is 3 for 6 versus him in his career with 1 home run, so there is some upside there as well. And at a cheap price tag at $2,700, definitely someone I want to attack on today's slate overall. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players, you have $12,700 remaining, just under $3,200 per player. So probably could pay up for maybe one other guy, pay down for a couple different options. There are some interesting pay down options today. Robbie Grossman's another guy for this Detroit Tigers team that has good history versus Jordan Lyles, but he's like 0 for his last 22, so that's kind of why he didn't make my core today, but definitely someone you can consider if you're doing the Detroit Tigers stack. But with that being said, we'll go over to my article at WeBetATS.com to talk a little bit more about the top stacks for today. So as I was just mentioning, these Detroit Tigers actually look pretty good today. They're going against Jordan Lyles. Jordan Lyles, we know what he's been throughout of his career, a below average pitcher. Every once in a while he'll go out and he'll pitch well. He's pitched well the last 2 times, so he's probably in line for a blow-up start today. So I do have some interest in Detroit today. Then on the opposite side of that game, I do like the Orioles hitters as well, going against Eduardo Rodriguez, who's pitched very, very poorly so far to start the season. And he's a guy that does give up runs. He gives up walks and everything like that too, so there is some opportunities there. The one downside to these Orioles hitters today is Austin Hayes is kind of banged up. I believe he cut his hand. And then Ryan Mountcastle, another guy that I did like today, he's a little bit banged up as well. So we'll see if those guys play or not. But once again, there could be some upside there as well. Maybe you look at a Trey Mancini. He does have some decent history and should have a reasonable price tag as well. Let me move over to Dodgers hitters going against Kyle Gibson and the Phillies today. Most of these hitters have hit Kyle Gibson pretty well in the past. Obviously, he's pitching pretty well so far this season. We'll have to see what kind of the give and the take is on that matchup today, but I never really doubt these Dodgers hitters. That lineup is very talented, so getting exposure to them is usually never a bad thing as well. But with that being said, these are my core picks as well as top GPP stacks for today, May 13th. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's someone from my core 5, whether it's someone from my top GPP stacks, or a completely different player that you guys think I missed. Definitely a lot of great options out there today since it is that 13-game slate overall. So definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say, especially when it comes to MLB DFS today. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's MLB or USFL. Those are the 2 main ones right now at this point in time. Daily MLB DFS videos. I got a couple different things going on today. The first USFL game is tonight, so I will be making a post instead of a video this week. So if that's something you're into, definitely be sure to check out the post. I'll have it up on YouTube and I'll have it up on my Twitter as well. Then I'll kind of be updating it throughout the weekend too, especially as we get more active and inactives for the week overall for the USFL teams. And then once we get back around to the NFL and NBA regular seasons, I'll be covering DFS content for those 2 sports as well. And then with that being said, if you are newer current subscribers yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.